So we've got Tom Lavery up, who's the CEO and founder of Jiminny, a brand and a company that I've admired for a long time. He's going to be talking about, his talk title is the 4-point plan to create a high-performance team. Tom, having spent 8 years heading up sales at Reward Gateway, founded Jiminny in 2016 to help sales teams reach their full potential. Jiminny is a customer success platform that is designed to analyse your team's performance and to help them succeed. So without further ado, Jane, I think you've got the microphone, you might want to give him the mic, he's got one. Please could you welcome Tom to the stage. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks. Cool, thanks James. It's awesome to be here tonight, guys. It's great to see people live in person. We're really honoured to be a sponsor of Sales Confidence and be here tonight. I must admit, guys, I'm probably a little bit nervous. I can't remember the last time I stood up in front of people on a stage, not on Zoom or Teams or something like that, and actually talk to human beings. But nevertheless, I'm really excited to talk to you about our talk today. So this is something that's really close to my heart personally, is how to coach at scale. And what we wanted to do today was give you all the sales leaders and revenue leaders something tangible that you could take away and apply back to your business. So, before we go into that, guys, I want to just talk about what's the opportunity cost of not coaching in your business, and what's the opportunity cost of not creating a high-performance culture these days. We talked about recruiting and getting people in, but there's lots of stats out there that I think we're still making the same mistakes, sort of 10, 15 years later. I've probably selling for a long time. I'm probably look a little bit younger than you think. A bit Botox helps with that. But I just wanted to share some of these stats, which I actually think is amazing. But in sales, and particularly in SaaS, we're still seeing 3 times the turnover of a sales team. And I think, and that comes back to salespeople being bored and thinking they know how to do their job. And we'll come on to that a little bit later. And I was amazed when I saw this the other day. I did a bit of research before the talk, really understanding that 35% of account executives are still missing quota on a regular basis, which is leaving a lot of revenue on the table. And this is more of a business thing, guys, but if you have a failed sales or revenue leader in your business, it often costs the business 3.5 million. And these are just really amazing stats to show if you're not doing something different and you're not applying it a different way, then you're missing a big trick. And I think, we all use, I was talking to Andy earlier out there, we all use lots of apps and tech, and Jiminny is an application that people can use, but technology will only take you so far. It's the things you do around it that will actually have the impact, I'm sure, put your hand up, guys, if you've implemented technology, CRM, marketing system, database, whatever, yeah? As most people. If you implement a Salesforce, the next month, do you have an awesome sales motion? You don't. If you implement HubSpot, the next quarter, do you have a marketing machine? You don't. And the same goes for coaching, training, developing your team. And that's what we're really here to talk about today. So I'm going to talk you through 4 simple steps that I think are really important you can take away. So step number 1, for me, is you can do this in a very manual way, you can do it with a flashy tool, but ultimately you need to see these days the good, the bad and the ugly across your whole function, SDR, AE, CS, video, voice, email. You need to have the full picture. You can't just join one call 1 month or listen to something anecdotally or whatever. You need to be able to see the full picture. And once you can see the full picture, that is the first step to being able to make a difference and to coach at scale. So once you've done that and you're capturing every bit of data possible, the next important thing is to create a framework. And for me, this is often where it goes wrong. And this is where people start to miss a trick. So you might call it different things in your business. You might call it qualification, discovery, demo, presentation, whatever. But for each one of those steps, you need to have a framework. If you want to coach a team, you have to be able to train in a way of working first, and that's really important. So it might feel overwhelming, but you only have to start with 1 step in the sales process, or 1 step to start. But making sure for each step in your sales process you have a framework that your team can push through is really important. So that's step number 2. And then once you've captured everything, and you have a framework for each step in your sales process, you need to really work hard at applying that. This is public information. You can go to help.jiminny.com and you can see this information here. And I wanted to give you an example of it today of kind of how you can apply that framework ultimately. So I picked a discovery call. 99% of our customers would start there. Why? Because that's where you win or lose a deal. That's where the opportunity is created, and that creates the quality of your pipeline or your funnel or anything like that. So the way that we break it down is you have a module, you have a goal, you have coaching areas within that within those goals, and then you have notes and you're able to score it. And I'll just give you an example here. So when we look at a module, we look at relationship building, we look at business conversation, we look at product overview, we look at closing. So they're very broad things, but if you do those things really well, you know you're going to have a world-class discovery call and you're going to give the customer a great experience ultimately, which is really, really important. And each one of them will have a goal, and each one of them will have areas that you want to work on and improve, so you can see that over time. So the fourth step is once you're capturing everything, once you have a framework for each step in your sales process, once you are then breaking that down and able to train it in, is measuring it over time. And this is where I really want to link it to the high performance piece. So you see this rep, you can see here from the modules, relationship building, business conversation, product overview, closing, you can see that she is really strong at relationship building. You can see where she's been coached each week, but you can see where she needs to work on product overview. So she knows that, her manager knows that, the business knows that, the person who comes in after the manager leaves can pick that back up. You know, and that's the thing about consistency. And I think, how many of you, I've been an SDR, I've been an AE, I've managed sales teams, people get into a cycle of, I know how to do my job, I know how to sell, I know how to hit my target. And that's the difference. People need to understand their strengths, they need to understand their weaknesses, they need to understand where they need to improve. And if you're doing that within your business, you're creating a culture where everyone is striving to get better. Everyone knows each week or each month, I don't have all the answers. Everyone probably, James probably knows, I'm a big football fan. Harry Kane goes and scores 2 goals. He goes and looks at the 3 he misses. Yeah? He doesn't just say, I scored 2, I'm done this week. Right? It's as simple as that. And too many times in business we don't apply the same methodology of like, how am I going to get better? How am I going to improve? People talk about a growth mindset. You hear that word on social media, I've got a growth mindset. Yeah, but do it. Yeah? Apply it to your business. That's really the important thing. So when we look at our customers, and this is really important, and we see this in the data, whether they are doing this themselves or the manager's doing it, reps that do this once a week consistently have a 5% higher close rate. 5% higher close rate is a lot more revenue, as you can probably imagine, for your teams. It has a huge impact, and it's those marginal gains. People talk about it in sports, cycling, whatever. How am I getting that 1, 2, 3, 4% more out of my team every single time? So if I'm going to kind of leave you with everything, I don't know how I'm doing for time, James, but you know, capturing the voice of the customer is really important. So you've got true visibility. Having a framework for each step, something that you can train in, because if you can train it, you can then coach. Then applying that, you know, to a methodology that suits your business, your vertical, to what you do, and then being able to measure that over time and see the success. You know, and that's what really helps you create a high performance culture and hopefully a winning team. So thank you guys.